All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about to be 1 o'clock, so let's go ahead and get started. Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to yet another One Piece chapter reaction. Last we left out on, the Straw Hat crew has officially sailed away from Egghead, and they are on their way to Elbaf. Good to see you, Kohagen. Good to see you, Ogata. Good to see you, Juke. Let's go ahead and get started with the chapter. I'll look at chat later. Right now, we need to see what happens in chapter... We need to see what happens in chapter 1125, what death means. Ogre Child Yamato's Golden Harvest Surrogate Pilgrimage, Volume 13. The rebuilding of Odin Castle and Foreman Minatomo's disappearance. Oh, snap! It's the foreman! It's the dude that Frankie was working with back in Wano. He's gone? Firstly, they're rebuilding Odin Castle. Wano is fully healing! Now the symbol of the Kozuki family can prosper all the way in Kuri. So that's good, but Minatomo's gone for some reason. So, like I said, last we left out on, the Straw Hat crew was officially sailing with the giant pirate warriors, or giant warrior pirates, on their way to Elbaf. We had a bit of a conversation between Kizaru and Akainu, with Kizaru showing us the most emotional he has ever been in the entire series over 20-something years worth of... I wouldn't say 20-something years because we didn't see him until like maybe a couple of years later. But this dude has been steadfast in his emotions ever since we've seen him, and it wasn't until we got to the Egghead arc where we started to see that this man is just as human as the rest of us, which is also the case when we first saw Doflamingo. When we first saw Doflamingo, the dude was unshaken, he always had a smile on his face, but it wasn't until Luffy and Law just showed up to Dressrosa and ruined his plans where we saw him at his most emotional. Now we have here Kizaru at the end of everything that happened at Egghead at his most emotional, to the point where even Akainu felt like, I'm sorry, bro. Don't start! I said I was sorry. When Akainu is apologizing to someone, you know, Akainu knows that he messed up. So let's see what happens now. And now we're back at Egghead. Get the Seraphim to the ships after they're charged up. As for the Sea Beast weapons and PX-3Ss, PX3s. Oh, Rob Lucci and Kaku. Ooh, Rob Lucci and Kaku. And they just and mind you, we are seeing Egghead still on fire. Everyone is waking up after being knocked out by Joy Boys Hockey. Everyone is waking up. The only person who was fully up afterwards was, Kizaru and Saturn, who we haven't seen yet. Oh, Rob Lucci and Kaku. And wait, where's Stussy? I killed her. And this is Lucci saying this, saying that he killed Stussy. But Kaku is silent in the background. Kaku is silent in the background because he knows what happened. He's the one that let Stussy go. But then the CP is going, what? And mind you, CP is waking up on the very ship that Rob Lucci and Kaku are walking onto. And now we get Saturn, who's back on his own ship as they're all preparing to leave amidst the ruins of all the destroyed ships because of the Sea Beast weapons and the Mark III pacifistas and the giant pirates. We are now in possession of what we came for. York, Punk Records, the power plant. With these three we gain the Mother Flame, a fire that never goes out. For the present moment, this is acceptable. However... And then we have all the Vice Admirals who were there. Vice Admiral Dahl, Bluegrass, Red King, Pomsky, all of these different Vice Admirals. All these different Vice Admirals are in this room with Jay Garcia. Yeah, we are sorry, sir. There were 9 of us Vice Admirals executing a buster call. And yet, we still allowed the Straw Hat crew and Jewelry Bonnie to escape the island alive. We'll head straight after them to Elbaf. And then Jay Garcia goes, "Don't bother with Elbaf. If there was any failure here to blame this on, it was the colossal failure to envision Vegapunk's broadcast message. And not only did we fail to stop that message, there is the bitter irony that the pirate's escape was aided by none other than that giant iron giant." And you can see Saturn actively getting upset. Oh my god. They are immortal. Oh! They're immortal! They are immortal! This confirms it! They are older than we think! Because we get a flashback about 200 years ago, and Saturn is here! Y'all didn't hear me. I said 200 years ago. This confirms it. They're immortal. This confirms it. This confirms it. They're immortal. They have to be. Because Saturn is right here, standing across from some scientists. The narration box says about 200 years ago. About 200 years ago. But, Saint Saturn, we've been ordered to dispose of that thing. If anyone finds out... Oh, if anyone finds out, I'll protect you. Research it. Huh? That giant represents the future. It will prove very useful to the military one day. Thank you, my lord. We're endlessly fascinated with it. And then Saturn, in the present, is thinking, for 200 years it never budged an inch. Until now, when it clearly moved to protect Straw Hat Luffy. And then we have a Vice Admiral Doberman going, Saint Saturn, I ask you this as a soldier in service to the government. If you consider that a failure, then would that suggest that Vegapunk's statement was true? And then Saturn just stares at Doberman. And then all of a sudden, Doberman is hit with this unseen force point blank and sent flying out of the room. And then you have another Vice Admiral whose name escapes me at the moment. He has a long beard and he has streaks on the side. He sees Vice Admiral Doberman just getting sent flying out. Vice Admiral Doberman! Get the medical team! Now! Vice Admiral! And then we cut back to Egghead. Yeah. Then we cut back to Egghead, and you see these puffs of clouds going on inside the lab. And we're back with York.
What's this? Island clouds? Oh no! The island clouds are multiplying!
Because the
Has the cloud plant gone out of control?
And okay. So that building that we saw a couple of chapters ago was producing the very island clouds that held up the Labo phase. And it's just continuously making more and more and more and more and more clouds endlessly.
It's Edison! He was supposed to be dead in the Fabio phase! Oops, busted.
And then York takes her big old bazooka and shoots in the direction of where I guess she thinks Edison is supposed to be. Because apparently Edison is still very much alive. But then there's an explosion and York is looking up and she goes,
Darn it, he tricked me!
Yo! Edison set off the cloud plant to push Punk Records away from Egghead. Mind you, remember, Nusjuro sliced through the entire cloud that was supporting the Labo phase up top, along with Punk Records. Now, because of Edison, the Labo phase is being pushed higher and higher into the clouds, away from the reach of Saturn and the Marines. Woo! You don't get to keep the smarts of Vegapunk. You can't even keep them.
Well, there goes Punk Records.
Yeah, because it just shows the Labo phase just rising into the clouds. Then we get back to Marijois! Sacred Marijois. And then we have someone going, what does this mean? Was Vegapunk's story true? Where is Akainu? How will he make good for his failure with Kuma? The world may sink under the sea, but that shouldn't matter to the Holy Land. It's not enough food! I requested beef for dinner, Chef. What is this? What is this fish for? Forgive me, my lord. We've run out. I've never been so humiliated! And this celestial dragon who's trying to eat some food, he wants beef, but he gets served fish instead, and he shoots the chef just because he didn't get the food he wanted. And we're getting more and more celestial dragons reacting to everything that's going on. We have a serious food shortage. Would you believe that yesterday I was forced to forego one of my meals and a snack? Oh, hello, sister. Hello, sisters of mine. You are unmuted. Hi. Thank you for my food.
You're welcome.
I love y'all. Thank you. I'll have something to eat once I'm done. My family's always looking out for me. We have a serious food shortage. Would you believe that yesterday I was forced to forego one of my meals and a snack? What? It's a prisoner's diet. It's famine. We'll all starve. Put whoever's in charge of food to death. It's mismanagement. If there is no punishment, the lower classes will think this laziness is acceptable. Chamber of Power in Marijois. And it's Figureland Garling. It's Figureland Garling. It's Garling. No. Y'all didn't hear me. Garling is here. It's Garling. You know, the head of the Holy Knights. Garling is here. And we have one, and he's walking into the room with the Godosei. What do you think you're doing here, Garling? I am here on important orders. Who is Garling to be speaking to the Godosei like this? I am here on important orders. And then we have Workery. What orders? From whom? Then we have Jupiter. Where is your proper deference, Garling? Then Mercury. Then Mars. Mars. Know your place. And then Nosjuro goes, huh? And then Garling sits down and goes, Vegapunk York is henceforth my direct subordinate, as I assume the role of Godhead of Science and Defense. Huh? What do you mean? That's Saturn's position! What do you mean? I need a drink. This is not a drill. This is not... I'm not even gonna look at the page real quick. I'm sorry. Garling is taking over the role of Saturn amongst the elders! What's about to happen to Saturn? Vegapunk York is henceforth my direct subordinate, as I assume the role of Godhead of Science and Defense. And then Mars goes, you mean? The world will be thrown into chaos on a level we have never seen before. Let us do the utmost to improve it together, my fellow elders. 5 elders, Saint Figureland Garling. New! And I'm saying new because I'm adding in the word new. New Godhead of Science and Defense. Future Island Egghead. And we have someone going, Saint Saturn! What is the matter, Saint Saturn? And Saturn is on the ground, and this black smoke is just emanating from his body. in front of everyone. He's still on the ship, in the room with the vice admirals. He's still there, and he is on the ground choking as this smoke is emanating from him. Hurry, get the medical team! Saint Saturn! And then it shows Vice Admiral Dolls, who's going, what's happening to him? This is an emergency! Nothing must happen to the highest authority in the world! Ah! Is he sick with something? What do you need, Saint Saturn? And it shows Saturn. And it shows Saturn and his whole... he is literally disintegrating. He is literally disintegrating. Have I been? And it shows Doll, Pomsky, all the other Vice Admirals, Red King looking on in utter shock and horror as Saturn's body just literally burns away on the spot. Huh? Great Emu! Saturn, why did you allow Joy Boy to escape? Emu! Mercy, please! I did not know those powers were so nebulous! Great Im! And there's a giant explosion that happens from the point of where Saturn is that envelops the entire ship. All of the Vice Admirals get blasted back from this. And when they get up, Saturn is dead. All we get is a skeleton on the floor. An elder just died. An elder has just died. The highest authority in the world. Someone we thought was just incredibly strong. Emu just killed him. I don't know how exactly, but the dude just disintegrated on the spot. He didn't even get Thanos snapped because at least his bones are still there. But he literally just burned away to his very bones and died. Oda's not playing. It was one thing to see Miasgard executed and killed by Garling himself. But now we have a member of the Five Elders who just straight up died. Right there on the spot. Because he allowed Joy Boy to escape. And now Figureland Garling is the new elder, along with the rest of them. And so, continuing, because we're only on pages 12 and 13. We're not done yet. We're not done. The bones of Jenny, you have been avenged. You have been avenged. Every foul thing that has happened to Bonnie, Ginny, and Kuma, and everyone else by extension of Saturn, they have officially been avenged. Though it's Im-sama and he's just eliminating someone who failed him. Failed them. I'm going to say them. Failed them. That person's dead now, so I'm glad you're dead. But the bones of Saturn fall to the ground, and one of the Vice Admirals sees it and goes, bones? And they're seeing Saturn's skeleton just kind of laying out in the light a little bit. Half of it is obscured by shadow. And then, yo, it's the Vegapunks! It's all of them! They still exist! This is what Lilith meant by saying, like, they're not dead in the means that you, in the way that you mean. Because we now have we have Shaka going, so we weren't able to steal the Labo phase. And yeah, so, okay. So it's not the entire Labo phase that went up into the clouds. It was just Punk Records itself. Just Punk Records. So we weren't able to steal the Labo phase. Then Atlas.
Darn it! York blocked us!
Then Pythagoras. Our mental waves will reach anywhere, though. York still has access here. And then Edison, who is still very much alive.
I know, but it's better than physically handing it over to her, right? Let's work together to manage this genius brain until the day humanity can wrangle it themselves.
Then Shaka. That will take 500 years. Did you make this island clouds the floating type?
Of course! Of course! As far as the world knows, Vegapunk is dead. Now we can tour the globe at our leisure.
And they're not tied down by the world government anymore. Vegapunk and his smarts are free. They're free. Then Pythagoras again. But we don't have funds or materials, so we can't invent or develop anything.
Hey, that's what friends are for.
And it cuts to Edison, who starts putting things on himself.
There. How's that? You look so goofy.
And this is Atlas laughing at Edison, as Edison has cobbled together a new body with different parts from different Vegapunks. He has the body of Shaka, the left arm of Atlas, the right arm of Pythagoras. And I want to say, who's that backpack of? Is that Atlas's backpack as well? He's just cobbled together different parts of the different Vegapunks onto himself for a new body. I didn't know you admired my height so much.
Hey, stuff it!
Then we have Atlas.
Make sure you throw out the extra York parts. Good call. Leaves a bad impression.
And it just shows different... Oh, wow. This is just like a giant room of replacement parts everywhere. Giant room of replacement body parts, because it has replacement York body parts, just in case anything went wrong, and different headpieces for Pythagoras, different headpieces for Atlas, though some of them look like prototype models. Yeah, I see heads of Lilith everywhere. He's just walking through a room with replacement parts.
Hello? Retheria? This is Vegapunk!
Yo, it's the old dude! It's the old dude! It's the old dude that Nami was training with! Huh? What do you want? I thought you were dead! Kamabaka Queendom.
Eh? Ew, no! What's gonna happen?
Are we gonna die? But I don't wanna! I choose life. I'll swim to live. So basically, in the history no one knows about... Oh wait, this is Koala.
So basically, in the history no one knows about, there was a massive war during the Void Century, and the use of ancient weapons during that war caused the world to sink 200 meters into the sea.
And Koala is there with all the, vice captains of the, head of the generals of the Revolutionary Army.
Whoever manages to seize the One Piece and become king of the pirates will have that power at their command once more.
And then we have Bello Betty chiming in.
And we can't sit around waiting for that to happen. A world sinking into the sea.
And then Sabo. And when you consider that the celestial dragons live at the world's highest elevation on the red line, then we have Ivankov. Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, Bourbon Wolf, all of those mega structures that they've had slaves constructing going back 700 years. And then Karasu. Wait, were they preparing for this by making these gigantic bridges? Oh my goodness, they were preparing for this! That's the reason why the bridges are so big! Oh my goodness, that's the reason why those bridges are being built! Because the people who commissioned them, probably the Gorosei, they knew that the world was sinking. So they built bridges so that could be ways for them to get across. Okay. Going back to it, that they've had slaves constructing going back 700 years. Then Karasu. All of these things hold a new meaning. Then Lindbergh. He's just had to go and say it. And then Morley, or Morley, has how they pronounced her name in the anime. And yes, Morley is considered a her. So, yeah, we're just going to stick with that. Oh no. Then we have Dragon. The problem, Vegapunk,
is that not everyone who believes your warning is going to prepare for this looming disaster peacefully. This demands a swift resolution, because it won't be long before the people of the world begin to fight over safe ground.
To be continued. Dragon's not wrong, though. Dragon is definitely not wrong. That's the end of the chapter, and we're not going on break. We're not going on break after this. We need to talk. Oh, snap. I'm sorry. Chat was supposed to be over there. My apologies, everyone. I forgot to put chat up. My bad. I don't think any of us understand I don't think any of us truly understand the implications of a member of the Gorosei just straight up dying. Now, one thing I love about Oda is how he basically just told us that these Gorosei members are older than we could ever even think of, because Saturn was still old, still looked the same 200 years ago. 200 years ago, when he was looking at the robot, hoping that some scientists would figure it out so they can make it move again and work for their benefit. And Saturn still looked the same those 2 centuries ago. Now we cut to the present, where not only do we have the Celestial Dragons arguing over the fact that they ain't got no food. Give me more food! We don't have any. Dead! Now someone give me more food! Then we have Figureland, who just strolls into the room of the room of power where the Gorosei are supposed to be, and he just starts talking to them like they're equals, which is technically true, because we find out that, and he, mind you, the orders that he says he got, it had to have come from Imu-sama personally. It had to have come from them. It had to have come from them. Where he just strolls up and says, like, you know what? I gotta read his lines again, because I am here on important orders. Because the thing is, Figureland, he had an outfit that was befitting a holy knight. Now he strolls in, still having his hair the exact same way, hair and beard in a crescent moon shape with his hair stuck out to the sides, but he's dressed up in a suit now, just like the rest of the Gorosei. And he just strolls in, still has his sword in hand, and he goes, I am here on important orders.
What orders? From whom? Where's your proper deference, Garling? Know your place.
Huh? And Garling and the thing is, he takes off his glasses. He takes off his glasses, or he just looks at him. Vegapunk York is henceforth my direct subordinate, as I assume the role of Godhead of Science and Defense.
You mean?
And he just sits on a chair across from them. The world will be thrown into chaos on a level we have never seen before. Let us do the utmost to improve it together, my fellow elders. And Jupiter, I didn't mention this, but Jupiter is standing there shocked with a bead of sweat. And then we just see Saturn, just like the very life from his body is burning. And the very life force just burning from his body. And then he just dies. I wonder what the meaning was for Katarina Devon touching Saturn now that he's dead. See, the only thing is, you know what? That's actually a really good question. Because here's the thing. Of all the ways for Saturn to go out, I was not expecting Im-sama to just straight up burn him to nothing but his bones instantly. It took Im-sama feeling Joy Boy's hockey for him to just go like, you failed to stop him. Who is still there? Saturn, you failed. You die. Now, the implications of a member of the Gorosei dying. You know, these same individuals who have been capable of just straight up regenerating everything, it means nothing. We have... Oh, no. You know what this means? You know what this means? We were, for the longest time, a lot of us were wondering, how are we going to beat the Gorosei? How are we going to stop them? Because everything Luffy did against Saturn, it never lasted. Everything the Giants did, every bit of damage that Saturn suffered, he was able to regenerate completely. But Saturn just got killed by Emu. And he's dead. No regeneration, no free one-up, no free revive. He is dead. Which means that even Emu's power is capable of killing those who are basically able to regenerate themselves. The power of the Gorosei to be able to regenerate means nothing to Emu-sama. He can just kill them on the spot. How powerful is Emu if he's able to... He literally just did what Vader did to Admiral Ozzel, where he just choked him from a different... From a whole different section. He just choked him through the TV screen. Emu just did that to Saturn. He just killed him through the TV screen. But not just that, he was... How strong is he if he's able to kill someone who has been living for pretty much over 200 years? Who is capable of regenerating himself, and who should be functionally immortal. How powerful is he? I gotta read what you guys said. Let me read through your comments. Let me see here. Juke, Anime All Day TV, Ozzy. It's always good to see y'all. And let's see, just a few seconds late. I call cap on Stussy being dead. I believe they let her go. Kaku did let her go. I told Q I have a feeling Rob gonna be that good guy like a shadow type. Kaku was the one that let her go. Antihero. Yeah, that's it. Antihero, thanks. Why does Hound have marks on him? Nobody fought him. Right, that was Vice Admiral Hound. I forgot his name. Let's see. Thank you, guys. Wonder if they were immortal a while back. I have been thought about that, but I'll wait until after the chapter. Remember back in 1037, they considered Nika Fruit a legend even to them, so I'm guessing they're from after the Void Century. Yeah, bad move, Doberman, very bad move. He forgot his place. Guillotine. Thank you, Ogata. Let's see. Hey, Skip, good to see you as well. All right, let's see. Funny how last night's episode shows what happened to Charlos. These entitled pieces. Yeah, I know. Bro, them entitled punks, I can't stand them. No one does. Love for the fam. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I always appreciate whenever my family comes here and they bring me food while I'm working. I greatly appreciate it. Let me see. Wow, these celestial dragons look mad ugly. All of them are ugly, except for Saint Charlia. Shalria. I think it's Shalria. Not Charlia, but Shalria. Let's see. Garling. Something is serious about to happen. Is it Garling or Garing? Ring of Saturn. No, Garling with an L. The theory came true. What is science and defense? Basically, scientific development and defensive development. Research and development. So anything that has to deal with science, scientific advances, and defense capability advancements through technological means or scientific means, that is the role that Saturn used to hold. Now it's in charge of Garling, who now has taken York as his direct subordinate. So not only is this man the head of the Holy Knights, but now he holds a position among the Gorosei, so his authority has grown even higher now. His authority has grown even higher now. He's in charge of the enforcers who are capable of going up against the Revolutionary Army, because the Revolutionary Army is very wary of the Holy Knights. But not only does he lead that entire group of enforcers among the Celestial Dragons, which they have the authority to kill Celestial Dragons if they break the rules, such as the case of Don Quixote Miasgard, and he was executed because of his actions against St. Charlos. And, of course, some other things that led to certain people escaping from the reverie during that time. Has a full authority of executing celestial dragons and just propping them up for basically all of them to see. Not for the world to see, because the world can't think that celestial dragons aren't gods if they see a dead celestial dragon. So that's only something that happens in the Holy Land of Marijwa. But now Garling has access to, he's not only the head of the Holy Knights, but now he's the head of science and defense. Your fam came in just in time, otherwise you'd passed out. I know, that's the reason why I was drinking this juice. Gotta cool off, this chapter is fire, it really is. Let's see, well, it looks like Saturn is not so immortal. So they're really immortal? They used to be. It seems that they were. But Eames' power is so great that not only can it reach Saturn all the way over in Egghead, but is capable of just basically burning him to nothing and leaving nothing but bones. And he ain't Wolverine. He ain't regenerating from that. He's dead. Okay, now I see why Saturn was not teleported back to Marijwa. I have a bad feeling that Saturn is about to go bye-bye. And that makes sense. Ozzy was weird, like an Highlander. And I feel absolutely nothing for him. No one does. Dead as a dodo. Now that's a death. Looks like Brooke. Don't insult Brooke like that. Because Saturn ain't got no hair. Brooke is different. He's got an afro. He got deep-seated roots in that skull. But One Piece doesn't kill people.
Mr. Squidward, would you like to tell him?
Rot in purgatory. Rot forever, really. Scared of Emu now? I think everyone should be. I think everyone should be scared of Emu-sama now. I think, because if they're able to just take a person and just literally burn their entire life force away with nothing left but bones, we don't know how far what this power is and how far it can reach. But it's capable of killing someone as powerful as an individual who's capable of regenerating on the spot. That's even scarier than regeneration. Someone that can literally just kill you on the spot with absolutely no way to stop it. You're just okay, you know how Blackbeard died in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, where the waters just surrounded him and it literally just chewed away at his body until nothing but a skeleton was left in the Fountain of Youth area? It's basically that, but his whole body is just getting burnt down to cinders. Dragon seem a cool guy. He really is. Will Dragon finally do something? That's the thought. That's the million-dollar question there, Ozzy. Will Dragon finally do something? But given Vegapunk's message, worldwide panic is about to start. Because you got some people who don't believe it, and some people who believe it wholeheartedly. Which means that some people are going to start doing some things that could cause a great amount of chaos. A lot of discord. Oh, I'm getting out of here because this place is too close to the ocean. We need to get up someplace high. Now places with high elevation are going to be sought after as a place of refuge due to what is about to happen to the world. So Dragon is all like, yeah, we need to... Let me go over here. This demands a swift resolution because it won't be long before the people of the world begin to fight over safe ground. Dragon is already thinking of, okay, we need to think about what's about to happen when all these people when everything starts to settle and people start taking Vegapunk's message seriously. Now they're going to be looking for different places with high elevation. Pirates are going to be looking for places that have high elevation in order to keep themselves safe. And I'm pretty sure they will not care if civilians are living in these high up places or not. Places that are high in elevation like Wano are going to be seen as safe havens. And now people are going to be trying to make their way towards all of these different places that have high rises. Literally Drum Island and their giant mountains. Those are going to be seen as safe refuges now. Marijwa, already seen as a safe refuge, but only for the Celestial Dragons. All of the bridges of Tequila Wolf, Vodka Wolf, Rum Wolf, Bourbon Wolf. Where's the Beer Wolf? Y'all listen to all of this alcohol, but where's the Beer Wolf bridge? Tequila Wolf Bridge, Vodka Wolf Bridge, Rum Wolf Bridge, Bourbon Wolf Bridge, all of those mega structures that they've had slaves constructing going back 700 years. Yeah, they were preparing for this. This whole time, all these giant bridges, they were preparing for this. All of these places are going to be seen as safe havens now. Let me see. Devon will still have control of Seraphim and Mark III pacifistas. I love how he just plopped down in Saturn's chair, or if Saturn doesn't have a power. I feel like this also confirms that they are not the original 5 elders. A few have been killed and brought in new people for the Holy Knights. I don't know if this confirms. Because what would be really cool is if we see, the 5 elders before, Saturn and everyone. Now, mind you, we don't know how long they have been in the role. We know that Saturn has been around since 200 years ago, but we don't know just how further back it goes. We don't know, even though they said that the legend of the Nika mythical zone fruit is a legend even unto them, we still don't know just how far back that actually goes. We don't know. Because the Void Century, that 800 years, that's a pretty big gap. Pretty big gap. So even then, we still don't know the fullest extent of it. Let me see. So does this mean from here and forward it's about to get intense? Yes. 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 It is about to get very, very intense. We got a member, the head of the Holy Knights, who has taken over the role of a member of the Godosei. And I feel like he's probably going to be a lot more pragmatic. I feel like he's going to be a lot more straightforward with his role. Because I'm scared of Garling. I am seriously scared of Garling. He seems to be like, okay, let's go ahead and get this done. No sitting around. We need to go ahead and get things moving. He seems like the type of individual that's saying, like, why y'all sitting in this room all day? We need to work. He looks like someone who's ready to work. And I think that is a bigger threat than just the Godosei who's just sitting in the room, just talking to each other. How is things? Things are great. Oh, yes, they're very great. And then you don't do nothing for the next several days, several weeks. But Garling seems like the type of individual who's all like, hey, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? It's time to work. We need to take care of this matter right now. Let's just let the world continue on. The less they know, the better. We need to work. Get off your behinds. It's time to work. Garling strikes me as that type of individual. That makes him a major threat compared to every single other member of the Godosei. Let me see. Or if Saturn doesn't have a power and it's Emu, does Blackbeard know and Katarina has Emu's power? No, because that's not how Katarina's powers work. Her powers allow her to impersonate people, but not their powers. So it doesn't work that way. The Godosei have 2 swordsmen now. Yep, they do. Nusjuro and Garling. I think Emu just took Saturn's immortality, which he gave away, and he caught up with his actual age. Yeah. I think that was just it. It wasn't like, oh, his devil fruit power. It went along. It was part of that as well. I think that Emu removed the demon power and immortality that was given to the elders. We don't even know truly what that power is because we never got a name for it. Oda's still out there teasing. We don't know what it is, mind you. We don't know if it was a devil fruit or not. We don't know. However, if Emu-sama is capable of bestowing power to another individual, that makes Emu-sama a lot more dangerous than him just being able to burn a person away on the spot. Does this mean that Garling has Saturn's yokai powers now? We don't even know how they got their powers, so we can't assume that Garling has the powers of Saturn. We can't assume that. At least not yet, anyway. Because we don't even know the foundation of what their powers are and where they come from. We don't even know. So until we figure out what their power truly is, not just through, like hearsay and assumptions, when we get some concrete evidence of what their powers are, then we can put forth that speculation and actually try and piece some things together. But until then, I feel like we still need to wait until Oda sees fit to either tell us or something else. Not only Wano, they will be looking for Skypiea. That explains the Skypiea things. If the island's gonna sink 200, sink 200 deep. I bet Bourbon Bridge is in the south, somewhere in the New Orleans. Jokes. Ha ha. I think he has his own powers. We don't know. That's the thing. We don't know anything about Garling. We don't know how powerful he is. We don't know if he has any devil fruit powers. We don't know what his hockey's like, because you know he's got to have some hockey. We don't know anything about Garling to put him on any sort of power scale yet. I'm still mind blown that we're not going on break. Okay? I'm still awestruck that we are not going on break after this chapter. We are not going on break after a chapter has just killed a member of the Gorosei. That's a break type chapter. And we're not going on break afterwards. Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? Where are my glasses? We're not going on break. How? How? Oda is starting September off hot. He is starting September off hot. Very hot. This was a great chapter. Let me see. Death flags of the 8 vice admirals, because if they don't know about Emu, Saturn made sure to snitch before he died. Yeah, because he did say Emu, but I don't think he was saying it in a way that they could have pieced it together. They're just massively confused. This is indeed a glasses chapter. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Boy. Oh yeah, I remember I was telling my buddy, you're the one YouTuber I know that's weird. That's weird about theories. Oh, am I really weird about theories? The thing is, I can get behind theories if the theories are based off of concrete evidence that we've seen in the chapters. You can make assumptions and theories based off of stuff that we know. But if you make stuff and theories that's based on literally nothing that's ever been mentioned in the series and you're just pulling it out of your behind, I can't get behind that. Now, theories are fine, but I like to get behind theories when I have more knowledge. I like to get it in mind of, okay, we know this thing, so maybe we can put these theories together about how this goes on. I swear every single video that I've watched where someone brings up a theory, you say the same thing every time. Really? We're just, what is it, the wait and see? We'll just have to wait and see before we can say anything official? Because one day I don't want to be the type that makes a theory and I stand behind it 100%. Oh, right. Wait, your birthday? And this is only a prelude of things to come. What a late birthday present. Me and Oda are the same age. Really? Ozzy, it was your birthday? Whose birthday? Whose birthday? Whose birthday was it? I don't think I've seen you improve of one theory since I've been around at least about a year. See, because here's the thing. I remember when people thought Kaido was an actual dragon. For me, I like to be 100% sure on things before I stick behind a theory. That's probably just me. Oh, your birthday was Friday. Nice. Happy belated birthday there, Ozzy. Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Okay, happy birthday. Juke's birthday was yesterday. Okay, so happy belated birthday to both Ozzy and Juke. Y'all are, it's such an honor to have both of you here. Ozzy, you've been here for a minute. You have been here for a while. And I'm just glad that I've still kept up the entertainment and fun for you to still be here. I'm glad I'm doing something right, but I'm just grateful to have you here. I'm grateful for you being one of my moderators, one of my trusted peoples. I am grateful to you. And Juke, I know you've been around for a while as well. It's always good to see you whenever you show up. It is just a blessing, a complete and total blessing to have people like you here that I can share life with. So thank you for that. But I think things are about to get very, very, very serious. And also, Denim is trying to sound off. Maybe he wants to talk about One Piece a little bit as well. Let me go check on him real quick. All right, I'm back. But yes, this is, I am so shocked that this isn't a chapter where we're going on break. Punk Records is floating up into the sky, and Edison is talking to your dude from Witheria. They're going to get rid of all of the spare parts of York. But mind you, York will still be able to have access to Punk Records from anywhere, but she'll never be able to, they'll never be able to, the world government and the Gorosei will never be able to get access to Punk Records because they really don't have a means of getting up there. Getting up to the clouds where Punk Records is just floating away, and and mind you, they don't have any materials or funds or anything, so they can't really invent anything, but they can learn while they're up there. I do have a question. I don't know if it was said in the last chapter. How did Saturn know Luffy and them was heading to Elbaf? Because Lucci told them. Lucci told them everything. Plus, it's not really a surprise to know where the giants are going to go after a long battle. And it would more than likely be their own home, because that's where they were. And I believe they may have said, Lucci told them because of Lucci told them everything that went on, told it to Saturn and Mars when Mars confronted him in his Itsumade form. So I'm pretty sure Lucci told them, like, hey, that's where they're going, because Lucci was in the room when they were discussing going to Elbaf next. So yeah, they're heading there next. But this is a chapter we should be going on break on, yet it's not. And that's shocking to me. But another thing to note is we just witnessed a member of the Gorosei die. Not just die off screen. I thought it was said the next island was Elbaf that the log post pointed to. I'm pretty sure that it was mentioned that they were going to be heading to Elbaf in the vicinity of Lucci, and that's how it got relayed to them. Or Saturn was just assuming that's where they're going to go since, that's where everyone's going. And they said they were. Because if I go back, let's see, we will head straight after them to Elbaf. Yeah, we are so sorry, sir. There were 9 of us, vice admirals, executing a buster call. You know what I haven't done? I haven't read the chapter notes for a One Piece chapter in a minute. I feel like it's been a very long time since I read the chapter notes from like the wiki when they compile everything. Let me pull this up. What death means. So let's see here. Lucci tells his subordinates that he killed, quote unquote, killed Stussy. It is revealed that Saturn has been alive for over 200 years at least. Saturn was the one responsible for impeding Emmett's disposal 200 years ago, as he intended to repurpose it into a military asset for the world government. Marijois' food shortage starts deeply affecting the world nobles. Figureland Garling is appointed as a new member of the 5 Elders, replacing Saturn as the warrior god of science and defense, or Godhead if you're going by the Viz translation. For allowing Luffy's escape, Saturn is punished by Imu and has his immortality seemingly taken away, leaving behind only his own lifeless skeleton. Edison steals away Punk Records from York through the use of island clouds from the cloud plant, but York manages to prevent the same from happening to the Labo phase. Okay, so so that's what happened. That's what happened. She was able to disconnect it from the Labo phase, so she still has access to the Labo phase, but Punk Records itself is out of the hands of the rest of them. Vegapunk's ever enlarging brain is cut off from them. Edison, Shaka, Pythagoras, and Atlas's consciousness now inhabit the same body, composed of diverse parts from their original ones, with Edison as the lead. Despite losing Punk Records, York can still remotely access its contents, according to Pythagoras. According to Shaka, it will take around 500 years for Punk Records to be accessible by the whole world. And then Edison contacts Rotheria. The Revolutionary Army intends to make a move. Ivankov revealed that there are 3 other megastructures similar to Tequila Wolf. So actually, this is the first time we're hearing of the other bridges. This is actually the first time that we're hearing of the other bridges. We've only ever heard and seen of Tequila Wolf. Now we have vodka, rum, and bourbon. And they're all over in different places. And Dragon believes the world will soon enter in conflict over a habitable land. So I'm going to come down here to Imu-sama real quick. And looking at unique powers, Imu has demonstrated some esoteric abilities. Whether any of these are related to a devil fruit is currently unclear. I think we should be scared if this is a devil fruit power. The power to literally I won't even say look at a person, but just maybe even think of a person and you just literally disintegrate them on the spot. And you're not even in their immediate vicinity. If this is a devil fruit power, this goes beyond anything we have seen power-wise in the entirety of One Piece. Being able to kill a person instantly. This isn't like, striking them with a disease or hitting them with a quake power. You are just literally thinking of this person and you are literally burning them from the inside until they're dead. There's no natural defense against that. If this is a devil fruit power, it's a terrifying one. Let me continue. Imu appears to have some form of telepathy, at least with the 5 elders. When punishing J. Garcia Saturn for his failure, Imu communicated with him directly despite being as far away as Marijwa, while Saturn was on Egghead. Imu could kill Saturn from a great distance by engulfing his body in dark flames and a massive burst of haki. This was haki? Is this? If this was haki that can burn you from the inside out? Imu could kill Saturn from a great distance by engulfing his body in dark flames and a massive burst of haki which resembles black lightning, removing or bypassing the former elder's immortality and eternal youth, ultimately resulting in Saturn being reduced to a mere skeleton. I am so curious to find out what this power is. I am massively curious to find out just the fullest extent of what Imu's capabilities are. Y'all know me. I love to look up different people's powers in different sorts of media. I love it. But this power, where you're just capable of just ripping immortality out of someone's body. This sounds like something that Wukong would do, just ripping someone's immortality out of their body and then killing them. Sounds like a Wukong type power. Or celestial power from the Celestial Court in Journey to the West, or Black Myth Wukong. It just sounds like that. But anyone with red eyes is not to be trifled with. Imu is that person, apparently. Think we'll get a couple post-Egghead chapters. Even after Thriller Bark, it took a couple chapters to get to Sabaody, and 3 till Egghead. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Next Sunday is going to be interesting to find out what happened. How do you go after a chapter that has the death of a member of the Gorosei, where you just see him die in multiple panels until he just burns to nothing? How do you continue from there and then keep building? I'm sorry, I've been talking for way too long. It's about to be an hour in a minute, and I still got food here that's nice and hot, and I will be eating it. But how? D-Train, it's good to see you. You're coming in on the very tail end of today's session. How do you progress? How do you progress from that? Because One Piece has so many different characters with so many different devil fruit and hockey levels. I am so waiting for this. Look, I cannot wait to see what Emu can completely do. It'll make the Great Ninja War look tame. Everything that's happened during the just Egghead and Wano feels like better than the fourth Great Ninja War of Naruto. Can I just be honest with you? I'm going to say this again for the third time. I feel like it's going to be an all-out war. All them characters, Fishman, Skypiea, Alabasta, and others going to join Luffy and take down the world government. I can feel the hype. I wouldn't say they're going to join together to take down the world government, but will they blame Saturn's death on Luffy as well? I'm asking you, Morgans. It would be nice. It would be very advantageous. But here's the thing, though. Half the world doesn't even know. The world doesn't even know that the Five Elders exist. That's the thing, though. The existence of the Five Elders is such a well-kept secret that only the higher-ups and vice admirals, admirals, and celestial dragons really, truly know of their existence. Let alone the existence of Emu. So I don't even see how Morgans himself will find out about what happened with the Five Elders. Because it's such a secret that even basic people don't even know about them. But I could drone on. I could keep going. But now we got another chapter to look forward to. I can't wait to read the next week's chapter. Also, everyone, we are continuing tomorrow with more Sakamoto Days. I'm slowly but surely catching up to the series, and then that series will move to Sunday because that's when the chapters actually drop. And at some point this month, it'll probably be this month, I will start reading Kaiju number 8. I know I read the first chapter during that various manga stream I did before, but I am willing to read that first chapter again and then go through each volume until I fully catch up to Kaiju number 8. And when Jujutsu Kaisen is over, Kaiju number 8 will take its place once I fully catch up, and that'll be added to Sundays as well as Sakamoto Days. So that's the game plan. That's the game plan for the manga I'm going to be covering on Sundays, because for a while it's going to be kind of empty once Jujutsu Kaisen is over, and it's just going to be One Piece. And if One Piece goes on break, then those are going to be kind of, break Sundays until I fully catch up, and then those chapters get added to a Sunday. But I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time before I make an update video about it. But Monday, that is the day that Space Marine 2 releases, but since I'm already going to be doing Sakamoto Days on that day, I will also, I'm going to push starting my Space Marine 2 series to Tuesday instead, so that way we can start playing that game then, and I don't feel like I'm stretching myself a bit too thin by trying to do like a couple of hours of Sakamoto Days, then rest, and then pick up again with more Space Marine, and then I feel tired at the end of the day. So I think for health-wise and mentality-wise, it'll probably be best if I start Space Marine 2 on a Tuesday, even though I'm going to pick the game up tomorrow. I'll start it on Tuesday, get everything set up, so that way we can mess around with Space Marine 2. But that's all I got. That's all I got. We are literally our first chapter of One Piece in the month of September, and Oda said, "Y'all thought I was cooking during Egghead? You thought I was cooking? Instant noodles. Instant noodles, Egghead was. Instant noodles, yes it was. No, I'm gonna be cooking after. Yeah, I'm gonna be cooking after. But yeah, that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. This was a fantastic chapter. This was a 15 out of 15, because that's 5 more extra points over 10. This was a fantastic chapter. The mere thought of a member of the Gorosei just dying. It's unprecedented. It's unprecedented, but it's also amazing. But I'm done. Time to eat. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been a wonderful audience. Thank you. Thank you. And I want to say thank you every single time a month goes by and the channel is growing. We're at 5,200 right now. And I just want to say it's such an amazing blessing to have a channel that's growing large by the day. And I just want to say thank you for allowing me to entertain you, not just throughout these years, these months, these weeks, but every day I do any of this. Even if you're just here for just one specific thing, I just want to say thank you. You truly make this an amazing job to do. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you guys. I really am. Thank you for it. What a way to start a month. 10 out of 10 chapter again, 20 out of 20. Until next time, close peace, peoples. Yeah, I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everything that you have ever done for me. Not just today or recently, but just overall the entire 10 years I've been doing this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I wouldn't be where I am without God and you guys. Seriously. So thank you. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, later, peoples.